إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونشكره ونستغفره ونتوب إليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا مثيل ولا ند ولا ضد له ولا مكان ولا جهة ولا حيز له ولا زوجة ولا صاحبة ولا ولد له ولا كمية ولا أعضاء ولا جثة له تنزه ربي عن صفات المخلوقين مهما تصورت ببالك فالله لا يشبه ذلك ولله المثل الأعلى ومن وصف الله بمعنى من معاني البشر فقد كفر وأشهد أن سيدنا وعظيمنا وقائدنا وقرة أعيننا محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه وحبيبه وخليله أرسله الله هدى ورحمة للعالمين فجزاه الله عنا خير ما جزى نبيا من أنبيائه عباد الله أذكركم ونفسي بتقوى الله العظيم. I start in the name of Allah, the one who is merciful with the believers and non-believers in this life, the one who is only merciful with the believers in the hereafter, the one who is eternal, the one who does not resemble any of the creations in any way. As Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal said, whatever you imagine in your mind, Allah is different from that. Because whatever you imagine is created like you. It has a size and a shape and a form. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is clear of all of that. And that's why Abu Ja'far al-Tahawi said, whoever attribute to Allah any attribute of the creations, then he is a blasphemer. The attributes of the creations, to have a body, to go up, to go down, to sit down, to have organs, to speak with letters, and so on. Our attributes are a lot. So Abu Ja'far al-Tahawi, who confirmed in his book that the creed of the companions and the Prophet ﷺ, as confirmed by Al-Nu'man ibn Thabit, Abu Hanifah al-Nu'man, the great Imam, and his two followers, Abu Yusuf al-Qadi wa Muhammad al-Shaybani, he said that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is not encountered by the six directions, and whoever attribute to Allah any attribute of the creations, then he is not a Muslim, he is a blasphemer. So that's why it is very important to understand the narrations of the Prophet ﷺ the way we are supposed to understand it from reliable scholars. I remind myself and I remind you with taqwa to fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. To fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in your body, in your organs, in your money, in your family, in your business, in everything you do. Fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and prepare yourself for the hereafter. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said in the Quran, يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ السَّاعَةِ أَيَّانَ مُرْسَاهَا. These couple of days you will hear a lot of rumors, people saying that the day of judgment tomorrow, whatever the stories is. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala did not reveal to any angels or to any prophet or to any messenger when is the day of judgment. There are certain matters like Khuruj al-Mahdi or Khuruj al-Dajjal. There are certain matters Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala did not reveal to any prophet or messenger. There's one type of reward in paradise that no one angel, no one prophet ever knew about it. So there are certain matters, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He's the one who encountered knowledge about it. And among these matters is the day of judgment. Nobody knows when is the day of judgment. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala sent Jibreel, the famous hadith of Jibreel that we mentioned in Ramadan and many other occasions, then narrated by Umar ibn al-Khattab or Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma, that the person dressed in white, he don't look like he's traveling because his clothes are very white. Because when you travel in a desert, you cannot keep the white color. At the same time, they could not tell where this is coming from because he's not among the hood, because everybody know each other. It's a very small place. So this man, he enters, he doesn't look like he's traveling. At the same time, he doesn't look like he resides here. And he come and he sat next to the Prophet ﷺ. He put his knees in front of his knees and he started asking questions, and the Prophet ﷺ was answering. And as the Prophet ﷺ answered, he confirmed that this is the correct answer. Then the last of the question he asked, tell me, about the Day of Judgment. Said, when is the Day of Judgment? So the Prophet ﷺ said, the person who's asking, or the person who's being asked, is not more knowledgeable about the person who's asking. Which means, Jibreel, me and you, we don't know when is the Day of Judgment. So then, this hadith is very famous. Okay, and Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, عنده علم الساعة. Many ayat in the Quran says that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He's the only one who knows when is the Day of Judgment. However, the great honor of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, the best of all creation, your beloved Prophet, our leader, our role model, if you want to say, alayhi salatu wasalam, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala honored him with certain signs that the Day of Judgment will not take place before these signs takes place. And these signs are divided into two types. Some are called minor signs, some are called major signs. I've talked about this before, I'll try to be brief. The second khutbah will talk about another topic. So then, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala revealed to Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam many small signs and 10 major signs. For sure, that the Day of Judgment will not take place before these signs takes place. So if we check with the people of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah over the last 200 years or so, we see what are the signs they have deduced that already appeared. Well, they have deduced that all the small signs already have appeared. There's only one more small sign. One more sign that it did not appear among the small signs, and after that will come 10. So among the small signs, there are many, many. Even they believe that when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ received the revelation, it is a sign. Then Ru'at al-Ibli, the Prophet ﷺ told that the Day of Judgment will not come until those people who grow camels, who grow lambs, and they walk barefoot in the desert, a time will come when they will have high-rise buildings and highways and so on and so forth. And all of you are aware how Dubai is and Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. This, they have reached all of this. The Prophet ﷺ told us a time will come, as we're coming close to the Day of Judgment, there will be a lot of zalazil, earthquakes. And also, you have witnessed all of that. The Prophet ﷺ said that some mountains will move from their places. Some mountains will move from their places. And the Prophet ﷺ said this, and in particular, there are two mountains in Turkey right now, coming so close to each other. So they are being moving. So this sign already took place. And among the signs of the Day of Judgment, a lot of ignorance. Many people are not knowledgeable about their matters of the religion. Many people, they take things for granted. They said, I'm born from Muslim parents, I pray 5 times a day, I fast Ramadan, I pray the Jum'ah, my wife covers, I have Quran in my whole house, These are important matters, yes? So they believe that's it. They believe that this is sufficient to be a perfect Muslim, and it is not. Okay? So then the spread of the ignorance and the spread of people who are arrogant, not accepting to acquire the knowledge, because of this ignorance is being spread. So it is among the signs of the Day of Judgment. At the same time, what makes the ignorance more spreading are the speakers of seduction and people who take leaders of nations and they don't have the knowledge to give it. They don't have what those people need. I mean, right now, if you travel, I've traveled many, many places, to the Far East, to Saudi Arabia, to Lebanon. I travel many places and I try to attend many Friday khutbah to hear different people. Okay, I did not hear one person who take the stage and tell people that in our religion there's something called apostasy. In the Middle East, there's a lot of people who are native Arabic speakers. When they get angry, they curse Allah. You don't find one person who come on stage and said, cursing Allah is kufr. If you commit kufr, you have to take the shahada. But you don't find one person who come and say, do not make fun of the religion. Do not make fun of the angels. Do not say about something known to be lawful, unlawful. You don't find a speaker like this. You find people telling stories and stories and stories. I have one friend the other day, he was telling me, I want to tell you about this TV station. He's from Pakistan. He's a very nice brother. He said, yes, this TV station every day, they have 4 hours talking about like scientific miracles in the Quran. You cannot stop. Some people, they think that if you know so much general information, then you are a better Muslim. I mean, if you don't know that what are the scientific miracles of the Quran, it is not something you're going to be punished in hellfire. Yes, it is very nice to know. It is very important. It makes the person's faith stronger. But if we talk, for example, about the issue that the oceans are heated from underneath by volcanoes, because they are heated from underneath, and it is not heated by the temperature of the sun, and they find this in Al-Quran. It is very nice information. It makes the person stronger. But if you are giving this priority over learning what are the sins of the tongue, then your balance is not functioning right. So some people, they spend their time reading emails and going through websites and gathering general information, like about things. For example, about many people, they find out that when you take X-ray of your chest, they found out that in the picture you find the Shahada, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. I see it. I mean, it's very nice. Okay, but some people, they exert and they emphasize and they invest a lot of time in these matters. At the same time, they do not invest the time on something they will be asked about something they will be asked. Like Al-Imam mentioned, may Allah bless him, many times, how important it is to attend the Monday session, just to make sure that when you pronounce the Arabic letters, they come from the right exit. So you don't say the Dad like the Va, and the Da like the Da, and the Sad like the Sin, because scholars have emphasized about that. So then, to make sure that your Fatiha recitation is correct, that it's very important to invest time on this, than to spend 4 times on the TV station and one doctor talking about, so on and so forth. I mean, we have this issue in Surah Al-Kahf. Surah Al-Kahf, we have the people who slept for 330 years. Alhamdulillah, we have Islamic Muslim doctors, and they said, when someone sleeps 330 years, I talked about this before, how did they sleep 330 years? Allah said in the Quran, وَضَرَبْنَا عَلَىٰ آذَانِهِمْ فِي الْكَهْفِ سِنِينَ عَدَدًا. That is, your ears, your attribute of hearing is the most sensitive. When you sleep, your attribute of hearing stays awake. That's why you have an alarm that rings and you can hear it. You don't find an alarm that flashes on and off. Okay, you don't buy an alarm that has a light bulb. You buy an alarm that has a sound. So that's why Allah said in the Quran, إِنَّ السَّمْعَ وَالْبَصَرَ وَالْفُؤَادَ كُلُّ أُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ عَنْهُ مَسْئُولًا. It is mentioned about the hearing, it is the most sensitive in your body. So then, Islamic scholars and doctors, they look into ayah and Surah Al-Kahf, they found out that Allah said in the Quran, وَضَرَبْنَا عَلَىٰ آذَانِهِمْ. Their ears were blocked. So that's why they slept 330 years. Then they said, okay, if we have a patient in the hospital and this patient is in coma, then it's required that the nurse come and flip them left and right so they don't have the blood accumulation and the skin. So Allah said in the Quran, وَنُقَلِّبُهُمْ ذَاتَ الْيَمِينِ وَذَاتَ الشِّمَالِ. They were flipped left, they were flipped right. So these matters, it is very nice to hear about it. It will make the person faith stronger. But it is not priority to know over what Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala made it an obligation upon us to know. So then that's why among the signs of the Day of Judgment, you will find a lot of ignorance being spread. And also a lot of zina, the fornication is spread. Okay, whether it is the zina, we're going to talk about 2 kinds. People who fornicate without having a marriage contract. Okay, among the blasphemers, there's a lot of zina. Among the Muslims, also some Muslims don't fear Allah and they fall into zina. And we're going to talk about something else. Some people also, because they don't invest the time to learn what's obligation, when they get involved in a marriage contract, the imam or the person who does the contract, he does not know the proper integrals. So he will lead those people indirectly into zina because he does not know how to do a valid Islamic marriage contract. In Pompano Beach, I attended, a friend of mine, he invited me. It was his sister, he said, can you please come make sure everything running okay? Because his parents, they like a certain person with another. So the man go inside, he looked at the man, he said, do you like her? And he looked at the girl, said, do you like him? And he said, okay, you are married. Okay. This happened in front of me. Nobody told me the story. Then he got paid $50, and on the top of that, he shook the hands of the woman. Okay, waliyadu billah. So then also you have to make sure, you don't say this, you make sure that you understand when a person wants to get married, he has to take what's called Babun Nikah, the chapter of the marriage contract. How the marriage contract is valid, what are your obligations to the wife, what are the obligations of the wife, what are the guardians who are supposed to be the guardians, what are the status of the witnesses, and so on. There are details. So if a person wants to make sure that his marriage contract is valid Islamically, then he has to have also the proper knowledge. Otherwise, the person can be living with a woman for 30, 40 years, falling into zina, a chin of haram and touching haram, and so on and so forth. So I have some people who learn at later age, and at the age of 50 and 60, and said, Sheikh, can you please, out of to be on the cautious side, can we renew the marriage contract? I said, yes, we will renew the marriage contract. Okay, and sometimes you have two Muslim people who are married, and one of them commit apostasy, and he does not accept to repent. You know, he make fun of the religion, or one of the type of apostasy we talked about before. So what happened? The cause of apostasy, it will make the marriage contract, it will break the marriage contract. Okay, so if the person who committed apostasy does not take the shahada within the iddah in the Shafi'i school, then the marriage contract is invalid. So if the woman stays with him, then he's living with him in haram and so on and so forth. So the ignorance will lead to more than that. Okay, it's like when you have a rotten apple inside a box. You start with an apple, then it spread. It's like cancer. Ignorance is like cancer, spread more and more if you don't treat it. So then among the signs of the Day of Judgment also to have very fancy masjid. So I heard a few years ago in Paris they make one masjid, the whole stage is from 24 karat gold. Okay, so then this already took place. I mean, someone maybe love Islam very, very much, but they are priority for the Muslims. There are some countries where Muslims don't find bread to eat. Also among the signs of the Day of Judgment, a lot of unjustness and a lot of killing. And this already took place, especially lately. In Egypt, in Libya, and whatever is happening, people are being killed like chiefs. Okay? And to the extent that the person who got killed doesn't know why he got killed, and the person who killed him doesn't know why he killed him. So this all of these signs have taken place. And also among the signs of the Day of Judgment, the spread of speakers of seduction. Or, like I said, that people who speak about religion, they take the stage and they talk things that are not part of the religion. You know, I heard one person coming on TV. You're gonna find this story very funny, but it's a true story. He said, smoking is haram. Okay, let's talk about this. What is the judgment of smoking in religion? Smoking in the Shafi'i school is highly dislikable. Okay, unless you go to a Muslim doctor, a trustworthy Muslim doctor, and this trustworthy Muslim doctor tell you your case, specifically, if you smoke, it's very bad for you. Like a person who's diabetic, you know, he tell me if you raise your sugar, then this person, the sugar becomes forbidden upon him. So then this person who he's treated by Islamic trustworthy doctor, he tell him your case, then in that case, that person, it will become haram on him to smoke because he's harming himself. But in general, we do not have a rule that smoking is haram. It's makruh. So leaving it is better. It is rewardable leaving it. So then this person come on TV without elaborating, without emphasizing, said smoking is haram. So people have knowledge. Some people call over the phone online because it's over satellite. So then the guy who asked the Sheikh said, okay, we have people who are calling over the phone and saying that it's makruh. So what is the details? He said, can you give us a proof from the hadith that's haram? Because you are saying it's haram. So the guy said, the mule. He was asked about a religious proof. When he was asked about that true story, okay, I have recorded on video. He said the mule. So the guy who was giving the review said, Sheikh, we don't understand. He said, if you bring a mule and you give him a cucumber or a cigarette, he will take the cucumber. This is a man who called himself a scholar, come live on TV, on satellite, want to give a religious proof from a deen, from the religion, that smoking, he claims haram. He gives this example. On a mule, you give him a cucumber or a cigarette, he will choose a cucumber. So we have a lot of people like this who take the stage and they think they are spreading the knowledge, but they are spreading the poison among the nation. So then all of these signs are among the small signs of the Day of Judgment. So the last of the small signs, there are much more than that. The last of the small signs is the appearance of a person called Muhammad, son of Abdullah al-Mahdi al-Muntadhar. He is from the daughter of Fatima radiallahu anha. He is a descendant of Al-Imam Ali's wife, Fatima, through Al-Hasan al-Hussein. So he is related to Ahl al-Bayt. Okay, when does he appear? Nobody knows. His appearance is also like the Day of Judgment. Only Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala knows. But all the signs that precede his coming out already have taken place. Okay, so then when this man appears, it will be considered that all the small signs have taken place. Then after that, there are 10 major signs. This Muhammad ibn Abdullah al-Mahdi, when he appears, there will be a lot of unjustness. The Prophet ﷺ said, رجل اسمه كاسمي وبنيته كبنيتي يملأ الأرض قسطا وعدلا بعد أن ملئت ظلما وجورا. Which means that a man, his name is like my name, and his father's name like my father's name. Okay, he is not a prophet, he is a caliphate, he is a Muslim ruler. So nobody understands something wrong. He said, he will spread justice on earth at a time where a lot of unjustness have taken place. And right now, we are reaching I don't know if this is the utmost unjustment, but there's a lot of killing, a lot of, many people don't pay their zakat. The treasury of the Muslim is short. People take the zakat money, they spend it somewhere else. And some people take the Muslim donation, I don't know what they do with it. Muslims are suffering, nobody defend them. Okay, at the time, there was Al-Mu'tasim bi Amrillah, one ruler, his name Al-Mu'tasim. One woman, one Muslim woman, she was kind of offended, or she wanted to be attacked by the blasphemers, just to make the story very small. All she had to do said, Wa Mu'tasamah. She called the Mu'tasim, he brought the whole army for her. One Muslim called. These days you have Muslim calling for help, and calling and nobody answers, because we don't have any more rulers like Umar ibn al-Khattab. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, when he ruled the Muslims, Muawiyah, he was in charge of Syria. So Muawiyah asked Umar ibn al-Khattab that we want to invade the island of Cyprus. So Umar ibn al-Khattab, he said, no, I fear for the Muslims. The Muslims don't have experience in the ocean, in the boat. Then he kept on him. So Umar ibn al-Khattab told him, okay, you give them the choice. Whoever wants to go, let them go, but do not force them. What did he say? He said, I fear for the Muslims. He says, I fear for the Muslims. This is the key word. When you have a ruler who fears for the Muslims, Umar ibn al-Khattab, he's the one who used to go out at night, putting a mask on his face, checking who's in need of food, who's in need. And you know the famous story that he passed by a woman, and she had some children that were very hungry, and she didn't have nothing for them to eat. So what she did, she brought some water, and she put some rocks, and she was boiling, and she gave them the impression that she's cooking something, and she's waiting until they fell asleep. Umar ibn al-Khattab, when he passed by that, he started crying. Then it is mentioned in the story that he brought the flour, and he started making the dough himself. Umar ibn al-Khattab could have sent one of the guards, could have sent for her, but himself. How do we know this is Umar? Because after he died, they started asking, where is this man who used to come at night wearing the mask and looking who's hungry? Nobody knows. Until after he died. So where is this man? Then it must be Umar. So then he's not the president of one country, he's not the mayor, he's the caliphate of the Muslim on earth. But those people, their heart are attached to the hereafter. They are not attached to the chair. We have many presidents these days. It's important for them the chair, and he makes sure the chair passes to his child, and the child to the child. He inherited the chair. That's it. Umar ibn al-Khattab, his son Abdullah was a mujtahid. He was a great scholar. He did not give the caliphate to his son Abdullah, but rather it was given to Uthman because he was higher ranked than his son. So why Umar ibn al-Khattab did not give the caliphate to his son Abdullah, and he's qualified for it? Because those people, it did not matter for them the dunya. It mattered for them the hereafter. But this, if you go back in circles, when you have people who fear Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala and they want the hereafter, then they will elect an imam or a mayor or a president who fears Allah. So when this circle gets repeated, then we have people who are ruling who fears Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. But when you have some person want to vote for another one because he likes him, or he's going to do for him a favor, or he's going to get his daughter in college, or he's going to give him $100, and so on. This is what happens in our countries. People vote for other people for favors, for worldly matters. And after that, when they take the chair, they want to recover the money they spent. Okay, I did this for you, I did this for you, I did this for you. Now they want to recover the money. So you find one minister, for example, he get paid from the government $10,000 a month, and he make on the side $1 million a month. Okay, this is coming from where? It's coming from the people. So that's why it is very important to fear Allah and choose an imam or a leader or a school teacher. Whatever you choose in your life, you have to be a person who fears Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, and the person who works for the hereafter. He does not pass a judgment as much as you pay him. There are more stories. If I tell you more stories, it will take more longer. So inshallah, I ask Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala to make us among the knowledgeable Muslim, because Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala said in the Quran, قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala told us that those who are knowledgeable like those who are not, means they are not. The knowledgeable Muslim is not like the ignorant one. The person who put the effort to learn about his deen. Okay, it is very important. So we learn that Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal used to sit in the session of Al-Shafi'i. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, who was a great scholar, he will sit in the session of Al-Imam Al-Shafi'i. So one person came and told him, to Ahmad ibn Hanbal, you are missing the session of, Ibn Uyayna, one person who narrated the hadith by a chain of narrators all the way to the Prophet ﷺ. Said, you are missing this session to sit down in the session. He said, Al-Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal said, if I miss one of the chain, then I will take it from you. There will be an extra man between me and Ibn Uyayna. But if you miss the brain of this Qurashi kid, I'm afraid you will not find a similar one until the day of judgment. This Muhammad ibn Idris. So then, those people who were praised and they had a lot of knowledge, okay, if someone wants to disregard all of that and does not want to invest time to learn what they have done for this deen, then this is the conclusion. We have people who are not knowledgeable. We have great imam like Abu Hanifa, wa Shafi'i, wa Malik, and then all of these people, they have put all of this knowledge for us on a silver platter, on a gold platter. All what's required from you is to invest a time that you learn what are these matters. If you don't learn these matters, you might be missing something. And then if you want to obey the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet, he ordered us. Okay, I'm sure all of you love the Prophet ﷺ very, very much. You come to the Jum'ah, I said this before, you obey the Prophet ﷺ, you obey Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. All of you want the reward of the hereafter. All of you want the reward in the grave. All of you want to be saved in the grave. All of you want your grave to be one of the fields of paradise. But the Prophet ﷺ, he told Abu Dharr, a person who used to serve him, said, when you sit down in a session of knowledge, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will reward you more than if you stand up on your feet and pray 1,000 rak'ah. This is the reward. Besides the fact that you are learning what's an obligation, besides the fact now you make sure your act of worship agrees with the religion, you make sure your prayer is correct, you make sure your wudu is correct, you make sure you are paying zakat on time, you make sure you are not falling into the sins. If you don't put this time, okay, then I guarantee for you, I guarantee, okay, Allahu A'lam what's inside the heart and who's more pious than who, but I guarantee for you at the time that I have seen a lot, you are missing something very important. And then you are not following what the Prophet ﷺ. You know, many of the brothers, alhamdulillah, have responded to my request. Some did not. Okay, please invest 1 hour a week and attend a session of knowledge so you can get all of this reward. The Prophet ﷺ, he told Abu Dharr, if you take one ayah from Al-Quran by recitation, one ayah. So you bring the book, you sit with Brother Abdullah, you sit with me, one of the brothers said, I want to take from you one ayah from Al-Quran. You recite it, I make sure you pronounce the Quran. إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةِ. This one ayah. You sit down, you repeat it, it might take 5 minutes. In these 5 minutes, the Prophet ﷺ said by revelation that Allah will reward you more than 100 rak'ah sunnah. We are not talking about obligation. 100 rak'ah. Now after you pray the Jum'ah, you're going to pray the sunnah. How many are you going to pray? 4? Imagine you have to pray right now 100 rak'ah. Then, I have to go back to work. I left my job. I have to go back to my job. I have to go to my family. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala revealed to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ about what is our investment for the hereafter. This rak'at, inshallah on the day of judgment, you see in your balance. So 1 hour a week, it's actually less than an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will reward you more than 1,000 rak'ah in a session of knowledge, and you become knowledgeable. Okay, many of the brothers, they ask me, about why is it important about the session of knowledge. I ask you one question right now. You don't have to answer me. You can bring the answer next week if you want. Okay, I need to know what are the 3 types of najasat. Okay, that's it. If you know this answer, okay, then we'll go to the next question. But if you cannot answer this question, because my son, 7 years old, can answer this question. I'm not trying to put down anybody. I just want to highlight for you that this is very, very, very important. And as long as I'm here, I will repeat this every Friday. Every Friday, I will call you come to the session of knowledge, because there's nothing more important. Al-Imam al-Shafi'i said, طَلَبُ الْعِلْمِ أَفْضَلْ مِنَ النَّوَافِلِ, said, seeking the knowledge is more rewardable than doing sunnah. Okay, if you sit down at home and you make dhikr and you say 100,000 times subhanallah, coming to the session of knowledge is more rewardable, because always the fard have reward more than sunnah. And making dhikr is sunnah. This is very good, it's very important, but it is not equivalent to the fard, because fard is obligation. Leaving the fard is something that the person will be punished for in the hereafter, because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala made obligation upon you. And the Prophet ﷺ said, ta'allamu, said, learn, become knowledgeable. Then the rest of the hadith, the Prophet, he clarified what is the proper way for us to learn. He said, إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ. Okay, so first he said, learn. He did not say, learn by reading. Okay, he did not say learn by reading. He said, learn by acquiring the knowledge from trustworthy people. So then, إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ. The Prophet ﷺ in the last of the hadith said, من يريد الله به خيرا يفقهه في الدين. The Prophet ﷺ told us, if Allah will for a slave, for a person, something good, then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will facilitate for this person someone who teaches him about the matters of the religion. So then I say, Allahumma inni ballagh. On the day of judgment, I answer that I gave the message. Okay, so now it is in your field. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين استغفروه. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين. عباد الله أذكركم ونفسي بتقوى الله العظيم. Again, I remind you and I remind myself with taqwa, to fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, to fear Allah in your body, in your organs, in your money, in your family, in your business, in everything. Fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and do not cross the limit. So then this is very important. It is among the integrals of the Jum'ah, in the first khutbah and the second khutbah, that we remind each other to fear Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Today we are here together. We don't know, next Jum'ah one of us might be in the grave. So remember that we are going to die. We are going to depart from this life. And when you are inside the grave, only your deeds stay with you. So get ready for the hereafter. واعلموا عباد الله أن الله تبارك وتعالى أمركم بأمر عظيم في قوله تعالى إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم اشف مرضى المسلمين. اللهم فرج كربات المسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجمع لنا خير الدارين واكفنا هم الدارين وقنا شر ما نتخوف يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معاصيك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we ask you to end our life in Islam as perfect believers. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we ask you to make us among the righteous, pious Muslims. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we ask you to make us among the ones who are always eager to acquire the knowledge of the religion. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, make us among the ones who reach enjoyment in the grave. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, make our grave one of the fields of paradise. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, protect us from the torture in the grave and the torture in the hereafter. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, we ask you to assemble us under the banner of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam on the day of judgment. And we ask you to drink from his hawd one drink, after that we shall feel no thirst. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, grant us paradise among the first batch. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, grant us righteous, pious offspring, Ya Rabbal Alameen, and make us among the ones who defend this religion, Ya Rabbal Alameen. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, grant us sincerity in our intentions, in our acts of obedience, in all our worship, Ya Rabbal Alameen, and protect our hearts from arrogance and priding ourselves and other sins of the heart, Ya Rabbal Alameen. O Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, make us among the ones who implement the obligations and among the ones who refrain from the sins. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه يزدكم واتقوه يجعل لكم من أمركم مخرجا. وأقم الصلاة قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمني ويرحمكم الله.